good people. It is the day after Easter Sunday, which means just less than 3 weeks, just over 2.5 weeks, in fact, to go until the actual marathon, which is scary. Up until the weekend before last, I did the Q half marathon, which I went round all right. I felt okay. Didn't run it particularly hard, but I did try and run marathon, or my intended marathon pace, which I managed to do. So that was good. And last weekend, so Easter Sunday, I did my 32k run, which went like this. Good morning, folks. It is a lovely Easter Sunday morning, and we're going to see what we can do to sport that. It's the longest of long runs today, 32k. Hopefully this will simulate ish marathon starting conditions, certainly starting time, and we're just going to plod round and see how we get on. I will see you at points during the run. 8k in, 1 mega lap done out of 4. Okay so far. Probably running a little harder than I wanted to, or should be, but I kind of want to push myself a little bit today, as you can tell by me being out of breath. I'll see you again at halfway, hopefully. Halfway done. Still feeling okay, although I do need to go to the loo ish. I'm trying to stave it off. I want to get to at least half marathon distance in one go, as it were. Fairly sure I've slowed down considerably, but I'm purposely not looking at my watch at all. I just want to run it by feel and by pace, or beats per minute. I've got 165 in my ear constantly, so I'm just trotting along to that. See you hopefully unstopped at 3/4. Half marathon done. It's windy, all in one go thus far. Only a little over 10k left to go, and really this is only half distance. Hooray! 3/4 distance. 24k just gone. Still windy, and I'm suffering, but still going. My hips, more than anything, are feeling tired. Everything else is okay. So let's just ignore those and keep going. See you at the end. And that's it done. 20 miles, 32.19k. Only 10k short of the marathon. My I don't know, the things that lift your legs up, adductors, are absolutely screaming. But to be fair, that's the only bit of me that's really suffering. My calves are tired, but I think I had plenty to go in the energy level. I did have to stop and walk for about 300 meters just after 29k to prevent myself doing a Paula, which is probably too much information, but yeah, I have to be conscious of that on the marathon day. But I think nerves will achieve a complete evacuation before I start, or at least they did last time. Didn't have to worry about that on the way round. So yeah, all in all, and by the way, I ran it on marathon pace, which I'm really chuffed about because I wasn't trying for that. I was just trying to run comfortably, and I think I'll have to do the maths, but I think I was on 4 hour 59, under 5 hour pace, which is my big goal. That's going to be tough though. That last 10k is going to be tough. Right, I'm going to go and have some croissants and some chocolate and a big smoothie, and I'm going to, I don't know, cut my legs off or something and roll them in flour and stick them in the oven for a bit. Thank you, goodbye. And as you can see from that, it was okay. So I managed to get round it with a little 300-meter walk in order to stop a turtle's head from breaching. And if you don't know what that means, probably don't look it up. But that was right at the end. So I managed over 29k before I stopped, and it wasn't a stop for fatigue. It was a stop for other reasons. Which is, yeah, I was all right. And then I ran the last 3k. Again, close to marathon pace, or what I want to do on the marathon day. So, reasonably happy with the way this is all going. I feel a lot more positive now than I did a couple of weeks ago. My aerobic fitness is still shockingly bad, according to my watch, and I know VO2 max on the Apple Watch or any watch is an estimate, but from a trending point of view, I was expecting it to have gone up quite a lot more than it has, and it's really fluctuated. Even while I've been training pretty hard, it's gone down for like 2 weeks at a time, which I kind of put down to being a bit ill, maybe, don't know. I didn't ever feel particularly ill, but I was certainly lacking energy, and yeah, it tanked down. It's now on the rise again. It's not where I expected it to be. It's not where I hoped it would be in terms of the number, but again, the trend is looking more positive. So, I don't know, I'm cautiously optimistic. I think if push came to shove on Sunday, I could have run another 3 or 4 kilometers at that pace. Now, I was below marathon pace, sorry. I keep calling it marathon pace and it's not. My goal on the day of the marathon is to run the whole thing. My big, hairy bonus goal is to get in under 5 hours, which for many of you watching this might seem terrifically slow, but for me, that's a pretty hard target. 7 minute, 10-second kilometers, something like that, 10 or 12 seconds. You know, which is, I mean, I did it for the Q half. I did it on Sunday for the 32. I was well inside where I need to be. But for the last 8 kilometers, I was running 7:30s, which is slower than I need to be. And I haven't done the math to figure out if it would all average out and get me close. I mean, it would get me close to 5 hours. However, I did have the aforementioned turtle head. I had other things on my mind and physically occupying me for that last 10k that probably, I think, meant I wasn't running as economically as I could have been. Rambling a lot, I apologize. Anyway, I reckon I'm in with a decent shout of getting around the whole course without stopping, assuming I don't have to stop for a toilet break. If I do, there's not really much I can do about that. So that's what I'm going to try and do. The difference between last year and this year, and by the way, the first 3 videos I've done have been month by month. Now we're settling into a week by week. So what I'm trying to do over these next 2.5 weeks is, while tapering, push the effort. So while the distances are getting shorter, I'm going to try and push the speed a little bit. And that I didn't do last year. I eased right off, and I think I eased off too much. And I will continue to blame the weather
for my lack of performance last year. However, I wasn't as sharp as I think I could have been. So that's what I'm going to try and do this year, is hone. I'm going to focus and try and get more speed, more, I don't know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do something different. It didn't work last year. I'm trying to do something different. So the volume will come down. The intensity I'm going to push up a little bit over the next 2.5 weeks. I can't remember if I've mentioned this, but I did, I think, I'm pretty sure, mention that I was doing 3 days of running, 2 days of cycling, to try and alleviate the joint issues that I had last year. I've now, for the last 2 weeks, I've switched that to 4 days of running, 1 day of cycling. I think in an effort to try and improve the cardio fitness, which, as I said, was tailing off. I'm doing 1 more running session a week, and that is purely to try and push that cardio up in the last month of training. And yeah, I've got nothing else to say really. Obviously, my Enthuse page remains up and available for donations, and I will let you get on with your day. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your support, and I will speak to you next week when there are only 2 weeks left. Bye bye.